Hello again, welcome back to PerditoRanchOK.com.
I'm Tracy,
And I'm Cordell.
and today is Sunday, August the 18th, 2024. If this is your first time here or you're a regular viewer and you're enjoying our videos, then give us a thumbs up and follow or subscribe to our channel. On August 10th, UK Police Commissioner threatens to extradite jail US citizens over online posts. We will come after you. London's Metropolitan Police Chief warned that officials will not only be cracking down on British citizens for commentary on the riots in the UK, but on American citizens as well. We will throw the full force of the law at people. And whether you're in this country committing crimes on the streets or committing crimes from further afield online, we will come after you, Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley told Sky News. Riots have broken out across the United Kingdom in recent days over rumors spread online that an asylum seeker was responsible for a mass stabbing at a Taylor Swift-themed dance event that left 3 girls dead and others wounded. The murders, allegedly committed by a now 18-year-old British citizen born to Rwandan parents, sparked a series of violent protests that tapped into broader concerns about the scale of immigration in the UK. Footage of the violent clashes involving anti-immigration protesters and the groups of counter-protesters, some of whom have been seen waving Palestinian flags, has gone viral on social media. And the government is warning that sharing such content may have serious consequences. One key aspect that makes this apparent crackdown on social media particularly shocking to critics is that the British government is threatening to extradite American citizens from the US to be jailed in the UK for violating their rules about political speech online. You can be guilty of offenses of incitement, of stirring up racial hatred. There are numerous terrorist offenses regarding the publishing of material. All of those offenses are in play if people are provoking hatred and violence on the streets, and we will come after those individuals just as we physically confront on the streets the thugs and the gobs who are causing the problems for communities. I can't see any American citizen ever being extradited to the UK over a mean tweet. And like a lot of people comment, they seem to have forgotten about 1776 and 1812.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can be a criminal for just posting your opinion online.
Or reposting. What they're talking about is you can share somebody else's post and then they're going after them.
Very unfortunate. This past week, Ukraine has continued to make gains inside Russian territory while Russia struggles to stop their progress. There are also reports of Russian troops surrendering in the area. Ukrainian HIMARS artillery has destroyed a key bridge across a river in the Kursk region that Russia was using to reinforce its embattled soldiers. Russian military bloggers said the destruction of the road bridge across the Seam River outside the village of Glishkovo would force Russian reinforcements on a dangerous detour. If or when the enemy manages to destroy all good crossings, it will cut off the entire group of the Russian armed forces defending in the Glishkovo district, the Russian Telegram channel Military Observer had posted. Russia continues to make gains inside Ukraine in spite of the offensive into Russia. The Ukraine Army has fired rockets at a shopping center in the city of Donetsk. At least 2 people are reported killed and at least 11 other people reported injured.
Security forces at Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland returned fire early Saturday on at least one drive-by suspect who is accused of firing upon the main gate at the JBSA Chapman Training Annex. The officers were fired upon around 4:30 a.m. by at least one suspect in a sedan and immediately returned fire. There were no injuries reported, and the gate was shut for a number of hours. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of this kind of stuff. If we do just a minor research, there has been in the last year numerous attacks on main gates at military facilities.
Like that one box truck running through that gate.
Right, and I don't remember where they said they were from, but obviously they weren't from around here.
Palestinians have blown up an Israeli-operated gas field in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Gaza City. Numerous explosions and a raging fire were visible for miles. Israel just upped the ante in its showdown with Iran amid ongoing concerns that an attack from the Islamic Republic could still be imminent in retaliation for the July 31st assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. Foreign Minister Israel Katz said Friday that he expects not only the U.S. but also its allies, Britain and France, to assist in offensive operations against Iran if it attacks. Katz conveyed the comments while meeting British Foreign Secretary and French Foreign Minister in a bit of a risky diplomatic preemptive move, given neither of these countries have openly proclaimed they are ready to launch direct attacks on Iran. As of now, still no attack has come from Iran.
You heard Cordell read where he said offensive operations, not just defensive. But as of right now, nearly 1/3 of the U.S. Navy is now deployed to the Middle East. That includes the Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, the WASP Amphibious Ready Group, the 5th Fleet, the 6th Fleet, Military Sea Lift Command, U.S. Coast Guard cutters, mine countermeasure ships, and numerous subs. Of course, they don't tell which subs are where and what they're doing, but if there's for every carrier strike group, there is at least one submarine, at least. So it sounds like instead of just defensive operations, if Iran goes ahead and strikes, they're looking at doing some serious offensive countermeasures. Europe is scrambling to deal with a potential surge in monkeypox cases over the coming weeks after the first diagnosed case was announced in Sweden this week. Europe's top health agency has sparked concern after raising the risk alert level for Mpox on Friday. Health experts in the UK believe the mutant strain of Mpox, Clade 1b, may already be in the UK. It's thought that there could be as many as hundreds or even thousands of cases in the country, since the virus may be spreading asymptomatically, according to an expert. The deadly strain, which has a death rate of around 5% in adults and 10% in children, can spread simply through close contact with infected individuals. Seem to recall about 4 years ago, we had another outbreak.
COVID-19.
A global outbreak.
Happened during election year, just like this one is.
These are like the smartest viruses the world has ever seen. So I know they're talking about afraid that they're going to try and lock everybody down again. There is a strain of virus going around right now. I was sick with it all last week. Matter of fact, I still haven't fully got over it yet. There's still a lingering cough. And it starts in your sinuses. And everybody that I've talked to that's had it thought it was allergies to begin with. Your sinuses feel like they're on fire. Mine felt like that Monday. By Tuesday evening, I had a low-grade fever. By Wednesday, I had a cough. But the fever had broke Wednesday night, about midnight. And it went from the cough to it's just a lingering cough now with sinus problems. There's no infection. This is, as my wife says, this is the worst she has ever hurt from being sick. The body aches that you get with this are pretty rough. So if you get it, just take care of yourself. Just expect that it's going around. Pretty much everybody in our household has got it now, or getting over it.
4 years from now, I wonder what the next virus is going to be. Koala bear virus or something. On August 16, gold topped out at $2,500 an ounce. Speculation is it will go higher.
The speculation is it could reach $3,000 an ounce plus. So nobody knows what's going to happen with that. It's just gold is a good, solid investment. There's a gentleman I listen to that he says that gold, you don't invest in gold and silver to make money. You invest in gold and silver to protect the money you already have. It's not something, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's something that if you invested back when silver was $3 an ounce, you've made yourself quite a bit of money over it. So If you can afford to buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver. If you can only afford to buy silver, silver's still affordable. It's around $26 an ounce. And the speculation on it is reaching $50 an ounce. I've heard as high as $300 an ounce. So we just never know what it's going to do. Moving on to our prepper tip of the week. Clean your guns, check your magazines, make sure that everything is in good working order. Check the batteries on any optics attached to your guns. Check the batteries in your flashlights, make sure none of them are dead. I went to check a rifle the other day that I haven't used in quite some time now, and the optics on it were dead, and the battery on the flashlight was almost completely dead. So I ended up having to replace those and make sure everything's in good working order.
That's pretty much all we got for this week. If you live in the state of Oklahoma and are interested in concealed carry courses, then be sure to visit our website, PerditoRanchOK.com, for information and to schedule a class. That's PerditoRanchOK.com.
While you're there, click on Emergency Food, and that will take you to Survival Food tabs for great tasting, nutritious, long-term survival food.
For firearms-related items, click on Magazine, Gun Parts, Reloading, Ammunition, or Accessories, and that will take you to Brownells and Bravo Company USA, two of the top-notch suppliers of firearm-related products in the U.S.
We forgot to add this to the news earlier. Possible work stoppage at Canada's two largest railroads could disrupt U.S. supply chain next week. Canada's two largest railroads are starting to shut down their shipping networks as labor dispute with the Teamsters Union threatens to cause lockouts or strikes that would disrupt cross-border trade with the U.S. Both Canadian Pacific Kansas City and Canadian National Railroads, which haul millions of tons of freight across the border, have stopped taking certain shipments of hazardous materials and refrigerated products. So the further up north you live, you're probably fixing to see some shortages on some produce and stuff. So because it looks like Canada's railroads are fixing to shut down. As many of you know, in Chicago next week, the Democratic National Convention, otherwise known as Hell Week, will be kicking off. Squawk.com is reporting pallets of bricks delivered ahead of Chicago DNC as Antifa prepares for Summer of Rage. Suspicious deliveries of bricks have been reported in multiple locations across Chicago as the city braces for the Democratic National Convention. Concerns mount as residents and officials recall similar tactics used by Antifa in past protests that erupted into widespread violence. Throughout the protests in the 2020s through 2021 through 2023, there were numerous cities and numerous accounts of pallets of bricks just appearing suspiciously on corners. No constructions, nothing required bricks, they just appeared there. There was a lot of video about it. As the Democratic National Convention approaches, Chicago has noticed a concerning trend that has raised alarm among residents and law enforcement. Pallets of bricks have mysteriously appeared on street corners, sparking speculation that the city could be experiencing a new wave of organized chaos similar to violent protests in previous years. The presence of these bricks is not an isolated incident, but a strategy with a well-known history. In the summer of 2020, similar deliveries were reported in various cities across the United States, including Minneapolis, New York, and Portland. These cities experienced protests against police brutality that turned into riots. Authorities and citizens connect these pallets of bricks to groups such as Antifa, alleging that the groups use them to arm protests and stoke violence under the guise of legitimate demonstrations. Let's be honest, people. Which political party does the rioting? And it's amazing that every time that they start to plan something like this, pallets of bricks mysteriously show up. What I don't understand is why the city doesn't just go around and collect those pallets of bricks and take them to the dump. That would seem like the easiest way to get rid of that and stop the potential use of weapons against police officers and, counter protesters or whatever you want to call them. This is just another one of the, I guess you could say, the signs of the times. But if you're ever in doubt on who's causing the most problems, just look at the left side of the political party and you'll see where your problems are. that's pretty much all we have. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.